It is March 28th. I am your host, The Cowboy, and this is Elliott Wave Cafe. Let's begin another week of taking a look at charts. This is the chart of the day. And about a month ago, I think on February 23rd, we have taken a look at Tesla. And since then, prices have started to move quite nicely in line with our expectations following a corrective pattern. So I wanted to review this chart and kind of see where Tesla chart stands, what has changed, and what are some of the projections moving to the upside in here. So if you want, guys, you can go ahead and check that video. That's been done about a month ago. You can find it here on my Elliott Wave channel. And yeah, it's been February 23rd. I'll link up to it in there. But just from a quick viewing here, I mean, this is on a minute 9th, we were talking this WXY correction, and then if you forward a little bit down, you will see we were talking about this as being a possible ABC, because you don't know exactly how it's going to pan out, but you know it's likely a corrective pattern, and that's going to push to the upside. So very interesting, and I'm here to kind of review it and see where we stand. Now, this is a longer time frame. We're going to focus basically on this move in here and then a move from these lows to the highs. But I think it warrants an update, and I wanted to take a look and see kind of how this looks overall. This is a one-day chart. Let's go to a 12-hour, see a little bit better. And clearly, the move, I mean, was very, very choppy, starting from this highs all the way to this lows. Right? There's a bunch of overlapping waves and not clear impulses, and where you can clearly count, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when we were talking about it, the market dropped right where is my my cursor right here. That's kind of where we were, and we were anticipating a move down to kind of finish up this full sequence. And there were two scenarios that we looked at. One was a combination when we looked at this as a W with an X wave and a wave Y lower, or a wave Y still in progress, right? Moving, let's say, through an A, B, and then down in C for a wave Y. Or we were looking at this as an ABC, as an alternate count in there, where this is actually a flat formation, where you go in an ABC, so in a three-wave move down in A, up in B in three waves, and then down in a C. And we were waiting for this move to kind of push to the downside, just below this levels, any point. And we put some fib projections here in this count in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this was 1, 2, 3, down in 4, and then sideways in 4, and then kind of down in 5. And you can see in here also in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this was a pretty clean move. It pushed back in here, and then what happened is Tesla rallied higher, right? And then what it gave you a chance to get back in. So this was a confirmation of this completed move in this ABC. And why is it better to kind of think of this move as a flat? Because this B wave traveled pretty high, right? It's near the highs of the previous B wave from the initial decline as part of a flat. So you're looking at 335, and then this move was in 5 waves. So this was a better indication that it's probably going to be an ABC and not a WXY. So then the move kind of rallied from these lows to this highs. This was the first impulse. This started to give you the clues that, hey, you might have reached a very important low. The market, sure enough, gave you a pretty good setback in your very overlapping, choppy move, a corrective pattern in an ABC, and then you're rallying from here to the upside. So here you are in just the most simplest pattern of all, where you're looking at the market and you're seeing a corrective move that basically unfolds like this in a very nice formation. And then here you are coming back in what it looks to be so far a three-wave move. So you can go from here and say, fine, this could be an ABC. So you go up in A, down in B, and then up in C. I have a little bit of a problem with this due to the size of the C wave. So that is, let's say, you're getting closer in terms of proportionality. So I always look for proportionality between wave A and wave C in there, right? Then you can argue that, maybe there was a little bit of a mismatch here between this, A wave and the C wave, because this was much longer. So a similar thing could happen to the upside as well. But don't forget, the trend in Tesla is higher. This is a correction against the trend. So it's much more likely that this move will push to the upside rather than necessarily sell lower. So what else can happen in here? So far you have a three-wave move, so you can look at it as an ABC. And the likelihood of this move to fail would be somewhere back into this neighborhood one more time, where you have this 1618, 1162, 1162 for an impulse up into these levels. And this, if this kind of ends up being a C wave, that would be the level where this would fail. And then let's say this could probably be a big X wave. You can look at this as being an ABC for a W, and then this could be an X wave, and then you can actually fall back again in Tesla and create a much larger correction. I don't think this is what's going to happen. I think this move, especially from what I'm seeing lately in the macro and the way the stocks recovered from those lows, I think it's very likely that this move will continue. This B wave will likely get challenged at about 1208, so just above those levels, and then we're probably going to make new all-time highs in Tesla above this time high that was back in here at about 1243. So a couple of levels still to go, but this move, it's already looking pretty good. So there might be, I'm going to take this out, so there might be a little bit more to go, and let's change this to A, but I just wanted to show you the ABC. Now let me show you the impulse. So this is a 1, back in 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the next scenario in here. The one that I think is probably going to happen in here. So we do it the same we do on all three. You're looking at those targets at 1618. That's the pretty much, the extension of this third wave compared with this wave 1. This wave 2 traveled probably into a 618 pullback, like it usually does. So that's your 618, right? You're in a very nice. I mean, I don't even need to go inside this. It's probably a WXY or an ABC. Doesn't matter, but it is a clear correction against a nice impulse out of here in the wave 1. You've broken above this, this fourth wave as well. You have taken the highs. That was a clue that the market should continue to push higher. And it's something similar happening in Bitcoin as well. We actually have taken a long position at about 40,000 in Bitcoin. And I've done videos about it, at the end of last week. I've done one on Saturday as well. So if you're into cryptos, check those videos out or come and visit us into the Pro Room. And, I'll walk you through those trades and kind of how I'm approaching not just analyzing Elliott wave, but basically kind of trading it. And this was a pretty good setup in Tesla. I missed it. I was busy doing a lot of other things, but this was a pretty good pullback, and with a very nice rally out of here that basically, gave you, even if you were just initiating this somewhere up into these levels, I mean, this is a nice 40% rally in Tesla since these lows. Right? And here you are coming closer to a wave 3, and the market might give you an opportunity here to trade a fifth wave once a fourth wave finishes. So two things have to finish. You got to finish this third wave. That's the first thing, which could probably going to finish somewhere in this neighborhood between this here and this here, somewhere up there. This wave could probably finish. Then, since this was a directional move, it was kind of against the trend and pretty deep into the 618. I am expecting, by the guideline of alternation, that this fourth wave might end up being possibly a triangle, something like that. And then Tesla will just kind of tread water for a little while before it breaks higher in this fifth wave. So, there could be another short trade taken. I don't really like to trade these because they could finish very, very quickly. I was just talking about exactly the same things with the members in this morning update into the markets regarding Bitcoin. That I like to enjoy a larger third wave rally from a second wave pullback rather than trade the fifth wave. Now, sometimes this is a safer bet because you can see that it's missing, especially if this move in here looks very corrective, right? Then you're going to get one more push up higher, but it's kind of squeezing that last drop of juice out of that lemon, and it's kind of a little bit riskier, right? Now there is risks in here too because this market could continue to fall, right? But your risks in here are pretty small when you're buying a pullback, because here you're buying it against the downtrend, but you got to pick your poison. There's nothing sure. There's nothing super safe about any Elliott wave counts. There is just degree of probabilities, and you got to trust your instincts. You got to trust your wave counts, and go at it, especially on the longer time frames when things make sense. And if you're noticing a pattern that is completed, right, and it gives you signs to some confirmations, then you're having a chance to take a shot at it, because the count looks good. So this is kind of what I'm seeing. Sorry for a little bit of, maybe too many red lines, but it is showing you what's likely to happen in here. And I think Tesla will pass the 1243. And then, what's going to happen next, it's anybody's guess. We'll see if this is going to be, let's say, a fifth wave with a larger degree, or if it's wave one and Tesla actually moves much, much higher, right? Because if this is a wave one of the lows, right there, right, as you're finishing up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if that's a wave one, then you're looking at the setback in 3 waves again, just like it happened here, and then you're rallying much, much higher in the next advance. So you got to study a little bit what's happening with the larger trends and see, how much power actually Tesla has to continue to keep going in more impulses. But this looks pretty good. So pending a failure up into these levels. So here's another thing, right? If you were able to enjoy this move, taking profits into these levels is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, because if you're failing in here, right, at least you have taken as much as possible out of this trade until you're actually reaching a wave one top. Now, if you're looking for these targets to get up there, that's fine. Maybe you leave a 0.25% of your position, half of your position or something, to enjoy a rally above those levels. Or maybe this wave travels towards 161.8 multiple at 1500. Who knows? But it is, it was a nice reaction in here, a very nice kind of setback. And just when things were looking the worst in here for Tesla, this was actually a fifth wave, and you've gotten a rally back followed by a correction. So I just thought I wanted to kind of go back and see what happened since last time we've talked. Our expectations were for a drop in here, and no matter what, either a next wave, right, or the beginning of something else following a C wave. The wave principle taught us and told us there's going to be a rally coming up in Tesla, right? And it pans out that it's a little bit more in here, which is totally fine if you're a Tesla long, but it gives you the roadmap to tell you, hey, don't get super bearish in here, because things are starting to look almost finished, right? And especially if you get a rally and a confirmation. So, this is the beauty of Elliott wave. I love it. I think, kind of dissecting these things is important, and looking at this can give you a lot of opportunities. So, this was just kind of my look at Tesla. Guys, if you want to try the Pro Room, again, I think I've talked about it on Saturday's video. I have slashed the prices on there from $89 to $59 per month and $39 for a yearly subscription by the month. If you take it like that, it's pretty cheap. You can come trade with me, look at these counts, all day, cryptos, alts, stocks, everything that we're watching there. Learn Elliott wave alongside me every single day. So just a little plug there for my room. If you're interested, come and give us a try. I think you can try it up for about $9 for about a week and see kind of how you feel. If you like the vibe, and stick around. If not, I'll see you guys further down the road in some more videos in here. And I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow, but we'll find something. I think there's other counts there that we've looked at that kind of turn into our favor, and I want to kind of review those just to kind of show how Elliott wave works. When you're looking at corrective structures and you're being patient, if your expectations are getting met. Now, it's not always going to be super precise right on levels, but it's important that you're hitting the big picture right, and that you're kind of sticking with it, right, rather than jumping in and out and saying, oh my goodness, this doesn't work, and you're looking at the 1 hour chart and you're getting all emotional about it, because markets take a little bit of time to kind of finish up their patterns and form themselves, and give you a lot of opportunities. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.